Hi there, my name is Vicki Brenner. I'm a library technician with Oxford County Library. I work at the Ingersoll Branch Library. I'd like to spend a few minutes today talking about logging into your library account on the library catalog. So if you'd like to follow along with me, I'll just show you how you can do that. So I'm at OCL.net right now, if you just see up in the browser address bar here. And I can just choose catalog. So in the upper right hand corner, you'll notice some options for how to manage your library account. And in particular, I'd like to talk to you about the My Lists feature, which will allow you to keep track of your reading, prioritize reading lists, save items for a later time. We are unable to place holds during this time, but the My List feature will allow you to keep items until we are able to place holds again. So something that you might be interested in is keeping a reading list for 2020. And some people like to read new items, so I'll just choose new adult books. And what we can do is, you'll notice along the side are some buttons that will allow you to select items. So we can do that right now. If these look like new and interesting titles that we would like to read this year, we'll just choose them all. And we can add them to My Lists. A new window will open showing you the list of items that you've created. And then you can just close that, and we'll just go up to My Lists. You see here that our catalog has created a temporary list for you. Something to be aware of with temporary lists is that they will disappear when you've closed your session if you have not logged in and moved them to a permanent list. So what we can do now is, if I want to keep these items, these are books I want to read in 2020, I can log in. So there is a convenient login button here, and a new window will pop up where you will input your 14-digit library card number and your PIN number. If you need help with this information, please reach out to us by email, myaccount@ocl.net, or of course, connect with us on social media and we can help you get your login. So let's log in. And you'll notice up here that now you are logged in. It's recognizing your name and the fact that you are in the My Lists feature. So here is where you'll manage the names of your lists and prioritizing them. So you see I have two created right now that I can add to and change over time. But let's create a new one a new list related to the items we chose. So we're going to click the plus sign and we're going to call it 2020 Reads and create. So you see that's appeared here on the left. Now we're going to pick all of our items. So let's click this button that will select them all for us. And we want to move them. And here a new window will open to ask you where you want them moved to. And we're going to create our 2020 Reads and move. So you'll see here that our 6 items have appeared under 2020 Reads. Let's look at them now. So you can sort them. Here is where you can arrange them by title, or by date, or you can also prioritize them in the order you want to read them and do that just by dragging. I want to read this one first. You can also do the same thing with your lists. You can arrange them by name, and you can also drag and drop your lists as well. You can always add to this list at a further time. If I think of a new book, if I think of something I'd like to search to, so we'll just look for Born to Run. And we're going to add to my lists. And I'm going to make that a 2020 read. Something else you can do, this selection button will allow 2020 reads to always be where your selections will go. But in this case, we'll just add that. And a new window will pop up saying that that was added to your list. Something else you can do is search in the catalog for items. So I just want to highlight our kitchen equipment, where you can borrow kitchen appliances, take them home for a week, try them out. So let's just search for that right now. So the key word that you want to use is kitchen equipment. That phrase appears in every piece of kitchen equipment that you'll want to search for. So that's how you can get an idea of everything we have to offer. So if I want to, let's sort them by title. Something else to be aware of, if you want something to take home for the weekend, you can choose only show available. So that will show you only what is available for loan right now, not checked out. So let's choose that. And you'll see now there are 120 items available. So if I want to pick some cake pans, I can choose those, add to my lists. And we're going to make a temporary list until we can go in and make a kitchen equipment list. If I go to my list now, I'll see that I have another temporary list, and I can add kitchen equipment or kitchen library. That will work too. Create, choose them all, select move, and kitchen library. And you'll see that the 3 items appear here. It's handy to create a list because you keep track of the availability of these items. If you want a project, a cooking project for the weekend, you can quickly go to your list feature and see whether that item is available, place it on hold at that time, and then be notified when it's ready to be picked up. Something to be aware of when you're searching for books on bread. Let's just search for books because that's what we're focused on today. So I see there are 746 results. Something we can do here, this is what library people call limiters. And this is where we can narrow down those results. I want a book, I want to include it. So you see the number has dropped dramatically in our search results. I want an adult book, I want to include that. I want an adult nonfiction book. Okay, now we're left with a little bit more manageable list of items to pick from. So if I choose these 3 items to add to a list, something to be aware of, you can see there are more search results here. Before we move on from page 1, you need to save what you have checked right now. So let's do that. Otherwise, they will disappear. And I want to add to my list. And let's call it temporary add. So it's saying we're a pop-up window and we added those items successfully. Now when we go to page 2, we can add more. But don't move on from page 1 without adding, or they will go away. So it's saying we added 3 more. Now if we go to my lists, you'll see that all of our titles are there. So I hope you found this useful today to be able to keep track of reading for 2020, plan projects, all for a time when we'll be able to place holds again. Thank you for listening today. Take care.